All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. Welcome to the call. Going to be a fabulous call for everybody here, talking about home values, seller leads, cash offer. We got some really cool things that are pretty new, I think, for a lot of you, even for our longtime clients. I got some things I'm going to be showing you that I want you to pay attention. It is super, super easy. Some really cool things here that we're going to walk through. But first, make sure you get into our Facebook mastermind group. And if you're not part of our expired training, you got to get involved with it. Oh my gosh, one of our expired people got a come list me call and in one day got a come list me call and a call from another client, another seller, who said that she wants her to list her property after the holidays, which is absolutely phenomenal. Love to see that kind of stuff, and it's all because of what we're doing, going after expireds. Right, we got our expired flip books, we got our expired presentation books. Right, we're targeting people that want to sell, and people are getting listings. One of our clients got a listing all over email and text using some of the tools that we're talking about in this training that we're doing. And if you go to the featured post in the mastermind group, I just put the link. In fact, let me do that. I'll put the link in the group here. So everybody go ahead and type in where you're coming in from. Let me know that you can see my screen. And Leo, good to see you. Tamara, good to see you. Awesome. There's the link. Join the group. And in the featured post right here, featured post, go ahead and click on that. And I don't know why they're not clickable, but if you take that right there, that link, and then this link, twice a day, we do daily huddles. And when you first jump in, it's going to be fast and furious. You're going to feel like, what the hell am I doing here? But if you just stick with it, stay with us, you'll see how easy it is. I've got a sheet in the challenge group. We also got a challenge group. In fact, let me just go ahead and bring that up. I will put that in here as well. Enrico is one of our people in the challenge group. So Enrico, I hope you're taking action, man. In fact, I just put in the mastermind group. I wait for people to come in. So Judith, this is one of her using the expired letter. And so she's got that call to action on the envelope. And I was just mentioning to her to bring that over and up a little bit. So it's more like this, where it's justified to the right of the return and along the top of the mail to, just so that it's more in line. And I did mention she bought a medium stamp. And I said, go ahead and get a large one next time. And let me go ahead and just approve a few people there. Awesome. Welcome in. And so once you're in here, once you're in the challenge group, if you click right here in this featured post, you will see then there's a Google Doc link. And if you open that up, I've got everything laid out. And so, we meet twice a day. All right, 7 a.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Pacific. We talk about identifying expireds, both new ones, but really the 30 plus day old. So we start at 30 days and just work your way back a little bit by a little bit every day. Try to get 5 to 10 new expireds a day that you're working on. And you're going to call them. I got a call script and a voicemail script. If you don't get a hold of them that way, you're going to text them. And then if you don't get a hold of them, you're going to email them. I got all the templates for you right there that are taking advantage of the 100-point home marketing plan to get your expired home sold. That's what we saw there in the mastermind group, that red envelope where she's mentioning that right there on the envelope. And then we categorized all of the expireds into 3 groups: the A group, the B group, and the C group. And then we got just a little bit different things that we do, because the A group, these are going to be premier listings that we really want. Like, these are the listings that, when we tell our office and we got a broker tour, everybody's going to come by because they want to see it. Then we got the B group. And these are still good listings. And I got uh, all the material right there that you're going to need. Then we got the C group. All right. These are listings that we want, but they're not the A or Bs. Then we got the D group that we're going to skip. And then I got a few different kind of bonus links down here to different things. This one right here, mailing the expired letters. This is absolutely crazy. And we'll get started in just a minute on the call, but I just want to show you this. This here, scalability versus open rates versus engagement. Because we all know, right? Direct mail, sending letters is phenomenal, but there's it's a battle. How many can you really get done in a day? People talk about doing 100 letters a day or 50 letters a day. Try to do 20 a day for a couple of weeks and see how that feels. So it's scalability versus open versus engagement. And this post right here is ridiculous. It's almost like a research paper, but I highly recommend it. And I just went through with ChatGPT, and I work with ChatGPT a lot, and I've got it dialed in pretty nicely for what my use cases are. And just, from brand positioning to callback to cost per piece, so many here, phenomenal things. And it gives rankings, and I show examples at the bottom, right? That's a standard expired letter. And this is ours. You can see the big difference there is we got a QR code and a call to action, and a few things have changed. Actually, we've revised this even a little bit better. And here's a standard envelope that's handwritten, right? You got the mailing address right there. And then our version with the stamp, letting the expired homeowner know that we got something inside of there for them. So yeah, take a look at that a little bit later. A lot of fun and I'm telling you, a lot of great stuff is going on there. So you want to make sure that you get involved with that. So let's get into the call. Go ahead and log into your account if you have a chance. If you want to do some of the stuff with me, that would be phenomenal. And the first thing, so we're talking about home value, cash offer type leads. And the first thing that we're going to do is talk about running an ad. So a Facebook lead ad with custom questions that we have now put into the system that are going to really increase your engagement. All right. When you think about it, and we know this when we're interviewing somebody, when we're in a listing appointment, when we're in the pre-listing, if we can ask the right questions, we can get better answers and we can provide better value. And so it's the same thing here. I don't know why that keeps recycling. That's kind of weird. But let's do this. Let's go to listings. And so the first thing I'm going to recommend is running a pending or sold ad. Now, if you don't have one, just hold on to just pay attention, because this is still going to be completely relevant to you. But I'll show you how to essentially simulate that with a home value ad. So we're going to do an ad for a pending and sold listing where we are going to have a custom question in the ad. So as people click through the ad, right, and you see, name, email, and phone number. Well, what most people don't tell you is you can add custom questions before the name, email, phone number lead form comes up in Facebook. And I'm going to show you that right now. So we'll do this a couple of times. So maybe the first time, just watch what I do. And then the second time, we'll explain it a little bit more detail. Make sense? Everybody good with that? So you see, I got a pending listing, I got a sold listing. And hey, you know what? Go back a couple of months. If you had a sold or pending listing a few months ago, go ahead and add that into your account. Get with support if you need on that. But I'm going to click the green market listing button for one of my sold listings. And this could be where you're a selling agent. So if your buyer went into contract, that's a pending listing. And if you help a buyer buy a listing, right, where you closed escrow and you represented the buyer, you're the selling agent, and you can add that to your listings to leads account with status just sold selling agent. So you got just sold listing agent where you represented the seller, and you got just sold selling agent where you represented the buyer. Does that make sense for everybody? Matthew, good to see you there from New Jersey. Always love seeing our long time clients. So I'm going to click on Facebook and Instagram ad. So let me just roll through this a little bit, not quickly, but I'm just going to kind of roll through it once so you can kind of see what happened. And then I'm going to roll through it a second time, and we'll take our time with it, and I'll explain it in more detail. So we're going to confirm location as always. All right. Another home in Folsom just sold. I do like to edit that a little bit. I might say in 34 days with our 100 plus point home marketing plan. I tell you, that really gets people's attention. All right. With listing leads, obviously, you get your listing presentation. You can create listing presentation, flip books, and presentation booklets, just like this one for your listing presentations. And you can create that for expireds, for cancels, for FSBOs. And I'm telling you, when people get their hands on that, they absolutely love it. It seals the deal almost every single time. So I like to put that in there, and notice the rest of the default text is, your home's value has been affected by this home being sold. Click here to get. Now, this kind of language usually works better than a straight up, what is your home worth ad, or cash offer ad. And that's because it's more of a content play versus a straight up call to action. Does that make sense for everybody? So when we can make the ad a little bit more of a content, and by content, I mean, it's related to a particular property, it's related to an activity, right? 34 days, 100-point home marketing plan, right? We're showing a home. This is something that has happened. So it's more tangible for people versus, hey, get your home value absolutely free, 15 seconds, that kind of a thing. That's just more of an ad. This is an ad, but it's more of a content ad versus the other one. So that's why I like the pending and sold. And again, I'm going to show you, even if you've had no pending or sold listing in the last year, I'll show you how to simulate this using the free home value landing page. So hold tight for that, but still pay attention, because a lot of what I'm going to be saying here is going to be good for that one as well. So check this out. Lifetime budget. We like lifetime budget. I'm going to do $100. These leads will come in typically between $10 to $15. And I can change the template. I can change the image. I can do a lot of great stuff. Retarget is going to be by default. If you want to uncheck it, you can. But this is the part that's a little bit different. So pay attention to this part right here. Advanced options. So see how I open that up? I just click it and boom. There's a green button, create new form. I want you to click on that. And then this tab here called form questions. So I'm going to roll through this again. So just watch. Try not to overthink this at this point. Notice name, email, and phone number. That's default. All right, that's going to be there. And that's on step 2. There's step 1, 2, and I can click along 3. And we got your privacy policy. Don't need to worry about that. Boom, we got that. So I want to go to step 1. And there's 2 questions. What is your time frame to sell? Would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? That's the default question. This is absolutely phenomenal. So let's just sit here for a quick minute. If you ran this ad with those 2 questions in the first part of the lead form, even if you didn't click advanced options and you just clicked create ad, this is what it would look like. If somebody says yes, you're golden. All right. If they say yes, it's awesome. Now, in your follow-up, when you follow up with them, you'd say something like, hey, Linda, this is Scott, and you clicked on my ad for the whatever that address was, right? 494 Maple that just sold in Folsom. And I saw that you might be open to selling your home if you got the price that you wanted. What price are you looking for, right? What price would make you sell? Even if they say $3 million on a $300,000 home, I would just say, phenomenal. That sounds great. When do you have 5 minutes for me to come over to take a quick look at it to see if it's something that one of my buyers might look at? All right. I got 43 buyers. Some of them have been pre-qualified for over 6 months, and they're looking for a home in Folsom. I could come by tomorrow at noon, maybe Friday at 3 o'clock, or over the weekend if it works for you. Just let me know. All right. All I want to do is agree to whatever it is that they say. I'm not obligating myself. I'm just saying, listen, I heard you say $3 million. Hopefully they won't be that ridiculous. And when do you have a few minutes for me to come over just to take a quick look so that I can see if it might be appropriate for some of my buyers? And let's try to get you that price. Now, that's just one option. If I scroll down, notice I can scroll down. We have got a number of different questions. You never want to add without subtracting. So we don't want more than 2 questions in the front of that. So I'm going to turn that one off, just flip it off, boom, boom, boom. And notice we've got get your home value and instant cash offer options. And they can say, let me know, or no, thank you. We've got find out your home's market value and buyer demand. Yes, let me know, no, thank you. We've got curious what your home could sell for right now. But my 3 favorite would be the topic of this call, find out your home's value, right? Find out your home's market value and buyer demand. No, I'm sorry. It was this one. Get your home's value and instant cash offer, that one. All right. A lot of people would like to consider a cash offer. Most of them aren't going to take it, but at least it's going to be something that's going to get their attention and get them better engaged with me. Because if they're thinking I can get them a cash offer, well, that's going to be something that's a little bit more tangible again for them. And so again, great question to ask. All right. And that's kind of the topic of this call. But I know all of you are also just looking for seller leads that you can engage with and list. So let's just talk a little bit about a few more of these questions. The default one is great. I just rolled through what the follow-up would be on that one. Check your home's value and selling options. That could be another good one. Right, selling options, one of them would be a cash offer. See how AI can help you sell faster for top dollar. That's a great one. People are interested, well, how can you use AI to help me sell my home faster? We've done training on that. It's a great one. At the very minimum, right, some of the trainings that we've done, and we do this in the expired, is using AI visualization for buyers so they can see different looks of that property that they may not think of ahead of time. Again, we do more separate training on that. And then this one right here is another phenomenal one. All right. See how my 100+ point home marketing plan works for your home. The options that someone can select are yes, please. Yes, and please customize for my home. Not right now. We've had a few people, the leads respond or select yes, and please customize for my home. What you do is you add that property to your account, a status listing presentation, and you send them the link to the flip book. Right now, you may not know what that means or how to do it, but you can get into the mastermind group. We talk about that on a pretty regular occasion. And when I do my listing presentation training, we do a lot of training on that. So absolutely, that's a great one, because when people see their home in this presentation, the flipbook version or the print version, and the beautiful thing is the flipbook version is free to create. You just add it to your account, status listing presentation. Again, you can do expired, you can do canceled, you can do FSBO. But for this case, I would do status listing presentation, and I would send them via text a link to the flipbook. And when they see their home in there, we got people get come list me calls multiple times. All right. Absolutely phenomenal. So pick your poison on this one. Again, get your home value plus instant cash offer options. So that's kind of the topic of this call. So that's a great one. But again, some other good ones are the default. Would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? And how can AI help you sell for top dollar? And would you like my 100 point home marketing plan? All right. So any one of those would be phenomenal. And I'm just going to leave it for that one. So once you select the 2 bonus questions that you want to add, and you'll see they're going to be up here. All right. What is your time frame to sell? And that would be the second question that I don't add 3 questions. Just leave it as 2. Click create form. I can close that up and hit create ad. Where do we order the listing booklet, and can we send digitally? Yeah, Linda, yeah, you can order it. Linda, I already thought you already ordered it. I thought you ordered those. I'll get that link out a little bit later in this call because I got to go find it and grab it for you. It's actually at our blog, but yeah, I'll grab that for you here in a little bit. Okay, let's go back to listings. So that was a sold listing. Let's do the same for a pending listing. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go to landing pages. So if you don't have a recent sold or pending listing, this is a great way. This is a great way to get the home value cash offer leads, but in a way that's going to be cheaper and probably better quality. And so every one of you, you've got in your listings to leads account under landing pages, the very top left, it says free home values. So all of you have this. It may look different. I've customized mine. This landing page is fully customizable. I'll show you what my landing page looks like. So there's my landing page. And people click through. It's actually kind of cool. Check this out. 121. And what's cool is all the leads that come through here every 30 days or the first week of every month, they're going to get an email with their updated home value estimate. So any lead I generate off this page is going to be on a 30-day follow-up with their updated home value automatically. And I would suggest that you do that. Oh, let me see something. What? Let me click that again. All right, view. All right, there we go. So 121 Tomlinson Drive. Click and enter selling price. Did I turn that off? Well, I may be showing you how to add something here. That's really cool. All right, let's see. Scott Pierce. View my report. All right. So something got turned off in here. I'm going to turn it on. And so this will actually be really good for all of you. So check this out. I'm going to add a lead form between the address and the name, email, and phone number that is going to ask them to input the price at which they would sell their home for. So check this out. If I go to edit, and hopefully I haven't done this in a while, but hopefully I find it quickly. So I'm going to go to edit, page 2. We are recording this, so if you want to watch the recording later, you can. So on page 2, under form fields. So if I open page 2 form fields, show pricing form before page 2 form. And then look at that. I would sell my home for, if one of our buyers loves your home, what price would you sell it for? I might say, I might sell my home for, all right, I'm going to save this. And this is kind of emulating the Facebook lead form for that last ad that we did. All right. Because sometimes people just land on this from your single property website, or they land on it from an e-flyer, or they land on it from a lot of different places. We actually embed this landing page in the e-flyers, in the single property website, in the virtual tours, in the social media postings. So this landing page gets used a lot. All right. So check this out now. If I go to view, now 121 Tomlinson Drive, Folsom, California. Click and enter selling price. And the second lead form. There we go. I might sell my home for. if one of our buyers, I'm going to put, I'd sell it for 600, whatever. Next, name, email, and phone number. All right. So just a quick little blurb there on how to make a really powerful edit to that. And again, now I'm going to be getting the first week of every month, I'm going to get an email as the lead to that landing page of here's your updated home value estimate. And there's a few call to actions in the email, your listings to lead signature, absolutely phenomenal. You can track your opens, you can track your click-throughs, super, super powerful. But let's do the ad. I want to do an ad for you. And we don't want to run the ad just as normal. So this is what it might look like as normal. All right, so it says 94 homes sold in October 2025. The highest price home to sell was $792,000. This has affected your home's value. So that actually works pretty good because it's leaning into the content a little bit. But I'm going to change. First of all, I'm going to start with changing the image. A little earlier, if you got a sold listing, I might use that image in this ad as well. Now, what I did is I went to my IDX and I grabbed a listing that recently sold in the area that I'm really kind of gearing towards. And I went into ChatGPT because I'm not going to use another listing agent's photo. And I don't want some homeowner going, why the hell are you using my home in your ads? So I copied that image from my IDX into ChatGPT. And I said, this home, this is a home from another agent. Please create. In fact, I'll give you the prompt. And Judith, no, you do. I don't know why you're not seeing it. I would just ask support. Where's my free home values landing page? It's in there. I don't know why maybe, like I said, it could have a different look to it. The image, the background image is different because I've customized mine. But yeah, just ask support. Say, hey, where's my, and it's your free home values. So where's my free home values landing page? But it's there. But yeah, I can't log into your account right now. So there's a prompt I used. And it gave me a single story home, which is fine. But I really wanted a 2-story home. So I said, I like it, but please make it 2-story. And boom, I got a great property now. So again, if you got a recently sold listing, use that image. But if you don't, right, have use ChatGPT to help you out a little bit there. Help a brother out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that image instead because people, we're trying to generate homeowner leads. And so I want homeowners to see themselves in my ad. And so if I can use a home that they can relate to, that's, a similar home that's in the area that they may recognize or that they may, identify with, right? Because that's an AI generated home, but it's generated based on a home in the area that I'm targeting. Now, some areas, all your homes are a lot different looking. Just pick one. All right, just pick a common looking home that you like. And again, if it's from another agent, just tell ChatGPT, say, listen, just be honest. This is from another agent, right? I don't want to make them mad and, get the seller mad at me. Please change the color, the windows from 1 to 2, change the awning a little bit or change the molding a little bit, change up the landscaping a little bit. And that way you get a unique home, but very similar at the same time. So I'm going to click change image and video. I mean, this definitely beats going through the ads manager, and you can do everything in the ads manager. So there's our home. I'm going to just add it. All right. And I'm going to up here, I'm just going to say, in fact, I will give you this language. So give me a second. We're going to take a look at this ad and there's us right now. Beautiful. So I'm going to give you all this language and you can just edit it for your area. So I'm going to drop this into the chat. And I'm going to leave that there for a minute. Let's go back to create ad. And I'm just going to paste it in. Folsom homeowners, the market moved again. 94 homes sold in October, and the highest sale reached, I'm going to say was 792,000. This is great because we're giving people, again, all the homeowners in Folsom, they're going to be called out, Folsom homeowners, or you can say Placer County, you could say, Folsom area homeowners, if you want to use whatever area you're going to use. And then how many homes sold, right? You can get that from your MLS. What was the highest sales price in October or in the last month? And then we got, because of this, I don't even need the word shift. I always edit down as much as possible. People don't like to read a ton. Thinking about selling in the next 12 months. I'm just going to format that a little bit. And so let's take a look at the preview. So Folsom homeowners, the market just moved again. 94 homes sold in October, and the highest sale was $792,824. We're being specific. We're not saying around 800, right? We're not saying in the mid 500s. We're giving a very specific number. It gives a lot of credibility to what we're talking about. It gives a lot of credibility to us. And then we're saying, because of this, your home's value and buyer demand have changed, even if you're not planning to move yet. Thinking about selling in the next 12 months, see where your equity stands today and choose what you want next. They get an updated home value, conditional cash offer, a preview of my 100 plus point home marketing plan that gets homes sold fast and for top dollar. So anyone thinking about selling, you're going to capture their attention. You got some options for them right here. You're showing a home that is either something you sold or is something that's recognizable to them. And we're going to do the same thing again with the questions. So under advanced options, and this is so powerful because when you've got, I did one thing I forgot. I apologize. Objective, lead ad. Oh, that's going to change everything. Hold on a second here. Yeah. Let me just copy and paste back again. So yeah, go to change the lead ad first. Otherwise, you're going to have the same problem I did. Johnny, pending or under contract does not even matter because your area is going to call it whatever it calls it. Does that make sense? So whether it's pending or, whatever, it doesn't matter. All right. So again, I'm sorry, create ad. So just click in the text. I'm going to delete what I got. I'm going to paste in what I just gave you. So this is the same thing everybody got. And then just edit it. How many, your area name, how many homes sold in your area. All of that is, you'll know the area you're going for, and your MLS will have how many homes sold and the highest sales price. So that should take you literally 3 seconds. And again, make sure you got objective lead ad. All right. We're going to add location. So Folsom. There we go. I'm going to change the budget to 100. I'm going to change that image to the image that we're just talking about. So that's, again, I don't want to use an area, image of the area. I want to use an image of a home. People are going to relate to that. They're going to identify with it, and it's more actionable. And again, it's more content oriented because in Facebook, you'll get cheaper leads if it's more of a content post, like a story post, versus a straight up, hey, get your free home value below, just tap and, 15 seconds free, whatever it is. This will perform way better than a straight call to action ad. All right. So again, lead ad, location, adjust your budget up. The $50 is just a bare minimum. You definitely want to be, if you're going for seller leads, you want to be at $100 a week minimum. All right. We changed the image, like I mentioned. Again, you can retarget, you can do custom audience. And just like we did before, advanced options. This is where it gets really good. Create new form. And we're going to just open up those questions. And again, what is your time frame to sell? I like that question, but you could turn it. You could, if you'd rather find out, like for example, would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? I mean, that's good because that way, if they say yes, well, 1 to 3 months. And then I could say, get your home value and cash offer. Maybe I do that. And now you're going to see, instead of saying what's your time frame to sell, the first question is get your home's value and instant cash offer, right? Yes or no. And then would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? That could be a very powerful combination right there. Because if they say yes to either one of those, man, your follow-up is going to be phenomenal, right? Does that make sense? Do you guys get how when you are just a little bit conscious or conscientious or deliberate about the questions that you add in the ad itself, how that is going to help your follow-up. It's going to get them more interested in the results of their answer. Now, if they said no, well, there you go. But if they said yes to either one of those, just make sure that your follow-up mirrors the question and the response. I can go ahead and close advanced options so it's nice and pretty and clean and hit create ad. All right. Everybody here get that? Go ahead and type in yes or okay or got it. Go ahead and type in real quickly because I'm telling you, we have seen some phenomenal lifts to engagement, and whether it's home value, cash offer, 100-point home marketing plan, sell in the next 1 to 3 months with the right price, asking the right questions, and then making sure that your follow-up is relating to, when they say yes or whatever the response is going to be, you are going to see way better engagement. And if you model your ad, all right, along the lines of what I just showed you, where we're not just saying, hey, get your free home value, blah, 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 but we're actually mentioning more, again, how many homes sold in the last month. You can even say last 30 days, whatever. Highest sale to reach was 792, right? And I just said the highest sale was 792. But again, get the exact dollar amount because of the shift, right? Edit it. You can use your own language, right? I want it to be from you. Add in the 100-point home marketing plan or updated home value, confidential cash offer, a preview of my 100-point home marketing plan. Beautiful. All right. Let's close a few tabs. I get way too many tabs open. All right. Now you've also got the iBuyer. So we got free home values, down payment assistance, new construction, iBuyer. Same thing right here. I can go marketing tools, Facebook and Instagram. Now, I don't like running straight up iBuyer ads for Facebook, but I will tell you, if you're into doing Google, had a client, he was running this ad in 3 locations and did really well. They got a listing the first week. And all he did $15 a day, right? Location, didn't change anything. Sell your home fast for cash. He changed 50 to 15. Now he was more in a suburban rural area, right? Eastern Washington. So he was not in Seattle or San Francisco or Chicago or Charlotte, right? None of these big cities. He was in a more, like I said, not a completely rural area, but definitely a suburban area. I don't think the largest city might have been Spokane or Tacoma. I'm not sure which. Anyways, so if you're in a larger area, you might need to go $25 a day and create ad. Now you can get into the site links, you can get into all the stuff, but we got it set up for you just perfectly. Uh, the image really is neither here nor there because they're going to click through on Google. In Google there is no image, and they land on the landing page. So this is the landing page, fully customizable. And if you generate cash offers on this, then you're going to need to go into whether it is Open Door, OfferPad, local investors, right? iList. There's other services that you can use to submit a cash offer. Or again, you might have local investors that you want to bring in on this. So that's Google. For both iBuyer and the home value, we have e-flyers for your database. So for example, you've got a database full of people, and let me just send a test email. So you can send this to seller leads and listings to leads. You could send this to seller leads from your CRM. And we buy houses, and all this is editable again. We buy houses for cash fast. Cash offer, home sale option now available. Hello, Scott. If you're like most people, you want to know your options, regardless of what you want or need to sell your home. Get a cash offer now as an option. Just click below, and you'll see we got like 5 or 6 different templates. Looks like we got 6. And this could be great. I would send this to my database. Sending this to your database is absolutely free, right? There's no cost to send something like this to your database. Here's a preview. The image is editable. Boom, right? They go right to the landing page. There's nothing you need to do, right? All of this is, it's ready to go off the shelf, but it's completely customizable as well. I can copy the code and drop it into my CRM and send it from there. Although what I tell people is from the edit section, if you just select all and copy and then just drop it into your CRM, and it's even easier. Elizabeth says, is there any way to modify the leads because they come in, save name, they're a little confusing later? I think so. Let me know if this answers your question. So whether it's a listing or a landing page, if you go to edit, let me see. So here, lead form, give me a second. I'll probably into preferences. There we go. All right. So we got tags and we got CRM lead source. So under listings, like your pending listing, your any status of listing, landing pages, PDF guides, you'll have in the edit, I believe they're always under probably preferences, tags and CRM lead source. So I'm sorry, Elizabeth, forgive me if I pronounce your name wrong, but does that answer your question? And this also helps for making sure they get into a lead follow-up plan versus just dropping into your CRM. So by using tags or the CRM lead source, different CRMs are going to be a little bit different. So your CRM may use tags, your CRM may use this thing called CRM lead source. Get with your CRM support, ask them, what I would say is, I've got a third-party lead source, listings, you just mentioned listings to leads, and I can either use tags or CRM lead source because I want to attach it to this follow-up plan in X, Bold Trail, Lofty, Follow-Up Boss. Which one would I do? And then they should be able to help you out. I'm referring to how they are saved in this. I'm not sure if that would be, yeah, get with support or get into the mastermind group or both. Yes, I apologize. I'm not really kind of following that. I on a live call, I can't really go into the leads because I'm giving up private information from people. Because I get people coming in off my stuff all the time. So I can't really get into the leads here. But yeah, under leads, there's a lot of, I wouldn't use us as a CRM, but if you didn't have a CRM, you don't want a CRM, you could totally use listings to leads. In fact, I had a client who was using Follow Up Boss and just could never really get into it. And she's like, listings to you guys have what I need. I want email. I can text them, so I don't need we don't have a mass text capability. But she wanted the AI text, the email, and to be able to take notes, schedule follow up. Right, we got the email follow up. So she was like, she had Follow Up Boss for a year, could never get into it, and was just like, I'm wasting my money because I'm not even using it. And so with listings to leads, with our follow ups, if you go to follow up right here, you will have 4 campaigns: buyer English, buyer Spanish, seller English, seller Spanish. And you can create custom campaigns. You can duplicate, you can edit campaigns, you can edit emails. So there's a lot of really great stuff in here. And we are actually building out a pipeline module at some point soon. So we do have a lot of, and we're going to be integrating with, I believe it's BombBomb or somebody for texting as well. No, BombBomb is a video email. No, yeah, we're integrating with somebody for texting as well. So you'll literally be able to text leads out of listings to leads at some point. So yeah. All right. Let's see here. We went through listings. Oh, here's another one. So anybody have an open house this weekend? Let me know if you got an open house this weekend. If I go to landing pages, iBuyer marketing tools, print flyers. So check this out. Print and download. I'm gonna download a PDF. It's let me find the one here. Yeah. So the one I've got's different, right? So what I do at my open house, and this is in our open house training, is I use the print flyer, and if you wanted to, this print flyer, you could have it just laying on your table at your open house. So if you have any neighbors or anybody that owns a home coming through, right? This is part of our open house training where we say, hey, take some of our either the landing pages or the PDF guides and print the flyer, get an acrylic flyer holder, and put them at your open house. And even if people don't scan it, they are great conversation starters. Because if you get someone, they're looking at it and they're reading it, right? You could walk up to them. You could walk up to them. You could say, "Oh, do you own a home?" "Oh, yeah, yeah, I do." And then you could say, you know, a cash offer is just a great option to have in your back pocket if you're ever thinking about selling in the next 12 months. We can get you one that's, pretty easy for us, no obligation at all. If would you like me to get, what's your property address? And I can submit it and get it to you in maybe the next 72 hours. So you can use this, even if they don't scan it. If you've got an open house, take a look at some of the, and everyone's business is a little bit different, but I figure if you're on this call, you could put an acrylic flyer holder like you saw what I just showed you. You could just lay it on the table. You could tape it up on the door as people come through. So yeah, that's a great idea for an open house. And whether it's this one or any of our other ones, just having some different things for people at the open house to take a look at is really, really powerful. I do want to show you under PDF guides. So all of you, I would take either the e-flyer for the landing page iBuyer, or, and this is something I might send one of these out every month. We've also got, if I just type in cash, should you sell your home fast for cash? That's a PDF guide. And we got all the marketing tools for the guide. So this is a little bit of a softer funnel. Right here, we're just giving information about cash offers, but you got Facebook ads, Google ads, social media post. All right. Short form video script, e-flyer for your database. So this could be another thing that you send to your database because no, this is just more like, would you like information on what is a cash offer? How do they work? Because sometimes when you just say, hey, do you want a cash offer? Yeah, people are a little bit, it's a little bit past or beyond where they're at right now. But would you like information on the pros and cons and the ins and outs of a cash offer? Well, that may not be such a bad idea. Sure, why not? All right. So it's just a little bit of a softer version of the offer to getting a cash offer. In fact, check this out. Let's do this. Facebook and Instagram ad, because this could be a great one as well. Check this out. Facebook lead ad. All right. All of this is fully editable. And we're going to add in those questions. All right. Fulsome. Lifetime budget. Right. Again, $100 is really going to be the minimum that you're going to want to be at for one of these kind of ads. And I can change the image. And this is for a PDF guide. So for this one, I might leave it like that one, but I'm retargeting automatically. I can do a custom audience if I want. But again, under advanced options, create new form. You see how easy this is? And if you all have any ideas for other questions, please feel free. And the more I think about it, I've always said I like this question, what is your time frame to sell? But the more I think about it, I like combining this one. Would you sell in the next 1 to 3? Because if they say yes to that one, that's hot. And then the PDF guide is about a cash offer. And so I might reiterate that in the question, because now if they say yes, get your home's value and instant cash offer, man, now I've got 2 opportunities. If they say yes to either, if they say yes to both, oh my God. If they say yes to both, I'm going to be driving over to their house like right away. So, but if they say yes to even one of those, now my follow-up is so good, because now let's just say they say yes to the top one. All right. I'm going to call you back. I'm going to say, hey, Robert, this is Scott. Hey, thank you for downloading my guide on, the cash offer options and selling homes in Folsom, these days in this market. And I saw that you would like to get your home value and some cash offer options. What is your property address? And when do you have a couple of minutes for me to stop by just to take a quick look at your home so that I can give you a very precise value estimate? And then I can submit your property to some different partners of ours to give you a cash offer in the next 72 hours. No obligation, right? Absolutely free service that we provide local homeowners here in the Folsom area. Boom. I mean, that is golden right there. And then if they say yes to this or like if they said yes to both, right? Of course, you're going to find out what price are you thinking? All right. What price would make you sell in the next 1 to 3 months? Oh, 7 million. Phenomenal. When do you have 5 minutes for me to come over? Or actually 7 million. Phenomenal. I got 43 buyers, or I got, a couple of dozen buyers. Some of them are actually been pre-approved for months now that are looking for a home in Folsom. When do you have 5 minutes for me to stop by, take a quick look at your property, and see if that's something that one of my buyers might be interested in? This could be a phenomenal combination. All right. And, you could go now again, I don't want to do 3 questions. So that's a great question. And maybe I turn off the other one. And now I got get your home value plus instant cash offer options and see how my 100 plus point home marketing plan works for your home. For cash offer, Johnny, who are you with? Because some companies have relationships with cash offer providers. I believe, you can straight up just go into, and if somebody tell me if I'm wrong, but as an agent, you can submit on behalf of a seller to, I believe, Open Door and OfferPad. double check that. Maybe ask your broker. iList has different options. You got local investors. I think as a real estate agent, one of the things I would be doing is I would start going to the investor meetings in your local area, right? Meeting local investors and just be like, hey, as an agent, I sometimes come across homeowners that would like to get a cash offer. If I do, would you be interested in responding to that? Realty One Group. Yeah. Yeah. Johnny, I wouldn't be surprised if Realty One Group didn't have a relationship with one of these providers. So you might want to ask your broker and see what they say. All right. So do you guys see how we can use content ideas related to homes that are in contract, homes that are sold, and make the offer to homeowners, right? Because if they click on a pending ad, they click on a sold ad, they click on the ad like what we did for the free home value, even though we didn't, we use a little bit of a different slant on that, or even an ad like this for a PDF guide, any kind of seller lead that you're generating in listings to leads, add that question about getting a cash offer and maybe combine it with the one for about if you got the right price, would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months? I think those two questions would be a absolute winner. All right. Any questions for me before we all get out of here? And Linda, I'm sorry. I had to leave. Can you remember to show how to order a listing brochure? Yeah. Let me bring it up. And Linda, I will post this in the mastermind group. If you're still around, if you're not, I will tag you. But for everybody else, give me 1 second here and I will. Give me a second here. I'm going to pop it into the chat. I got to find it. I got to scroll down a little bit. There we go. I think that's it. And let me just make sure. Nope. Live training. I apologize. I'm looking for that link for Linda. Convert, close. I can't find it. I'll put it in the mastermind group in a little bit so that you got access to it. Okay. All right. Any other questions for me? Can you use, some people do. If you go to listings, we're not IDX. So if you're looking for IDX, we're definitely not that. But if you go to listings, more tools, agent website, and if I click view, so everybody gets a website like this. And so it's offering the 100% home marketing plan by what is your home worth. And if you scroll down, right, all the listings that are in your account, this is default, some call to actions, right? Home value, new construction, first time home buyer. This, you can add custom sections. So this was a custom section that I added, right? I used an embed of a cash offer landing page. I added a client review video. And we've had clients that actually there's an IDX provider where you can get embed code and they put the embed in here. All right, PDF guides. My client reviews from Google, Zillow, Testimonial Tree. Some other stuff that we got, 100% home marketing plan. So it's not an IDX website, but there's a lot of really cool things that you can do with this. And in here, I can customize the header, right? All of those sections that you just saw me scrolling down are all controlled by this. And I can even add new ones. So I could say, view my, in fact, I should do. I wonder if, let's see here. Get 2 listings, reviews, cash offer, add section. Let me see here. Yeah, no. But yeah, like I could add community videos, about me videos. There's a lot of really cool things here. I can do that. Jorge, I really don't, but we need to. Yeah, we really need to. This is one of those things that, in kind of like the client review website under client reviews, somebody was just asking me about this the other day, and I was like, God, I got to do a video on this because in here, right, we got some great tools for your client reviews. Now, this is kind of soft lead capture. This is not anything I would, hold my business on, but it's nice, especially if like to do a video retargeting. I can do video views to a custom audience of all my buyer and seller leads, daily budget of $1 a day, right? Run it for 30 days. Just I got that video. Here's my text. Hit create ad. And I can just have this nice branded video view for $1 a day Facebook ad out there. And I could have, customized those questions just like we did for all the other ads. Now, the questions I would ask are a little bit different because this is a client review ad, not a pending or just sold. And if I go to website, I can control my client review website. I can pull in reviews from Zillow, Google, testimonial tree. I can approve them. I can even request reviews. So we got a request review here. I can send this to my database, or I can copy it and send it through my CRM. And this is my client review website, custom video on the top. Notice that domain, my reviews, right? All this is customizable. And it's just kind of a cool domain. Here, I'll pop that in here and you can take a look at it. Yeah, $1 a day. I mean, that's just all over the map. I mean, you're not gonna that's more of a branding thing. I wouldn't, like I said, I would not be going, oh, I'm gonna run an ad for $1 a day. But I've talked to people who are like, you know what? I ran an ad like this for $1 a day, and I could see more traffic coming to my page because people just would see it bopping around on Facebook. It's a video view, so it's not geared towards it's not really geared towards generating leads per se. Again, it's more of a branding thing. And you could even change that video. So, for all of you beautiful people here, when you go to create ad, video view is going to default. Change video. You could do a video of if you got a client, talking about you, preferably in landscape format would be better for this. Just imagine, let me see here if I got video. Oh, stock video. That's what I was looking for. And maybe I find people talking just to kind of simulate this idea, right, of a client review video actually in here. And that way I got a client review bopping around Facebook to a cold audience and even a retargeted audience, just keeping me in front of people, right? So again, that could be me, that could be a client, right? You could do a nice video where you're kind of doing B-roll with you and a client. So, but regardless, that's a little bit of a different thing there. Videotape yourself, make your own ad and post it. Yeah, you could. Yeah. I own How's My Market. What website would that be the best for? Yeah, I don't know. How's My Market? How's My Market? I might go to the agent website. I might customize it a little bit. But if I had How's My Market, like for example, if I had, and I don't know if they do this or not, but like for example, I'm thinking Cloud CMA. God, I haven't heard from them in a long time. Is Cloud CMA still a thing? Because I know they do like market data and all that, or market like CMAs and all that kind of stuff. And if they have like embed code under more tools, I could do ad section and I could say, Folsom housing stats. And this could be a video. This could be embed code. So let's see if I go to YouTube. And I'm on my other monitor. Give me a second here. I'm going to do Folsom real estate statistics, October 2025. And I don't even know who this is from. It's kind of a weird video. Let's see. Give me 1 second here. Oh, yeah, that's a weird video. Give me a second. How's the market? All right, let's take this video. Yeah, these are these kind of goofy videos. I'll show you. To me, these are kind of a waste of time. One of the things I found. So, give me a second. Insert image or video. And actually, let's do this. So on YouTube, in fact, let me just bring it over. So this is a video. I don't know. I mean, in my mind, either you're going to be in the video, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but all these videos like this, nobody watches this stuff. Nobody cares about these kind of videos. And this is true whether it's Instagram, TikTok, all of those platforms. It's either you're in the video or not in the video. And if you're not in the video, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to produce. And even if you're in the video, it'll take a while for you to get it where you start getting an audience. But somebody here tell me if I'm wrong, but 99% of the time, you are not going to get anywhere using these kind of videos. And then I can move sections up and down. But now, let's see, where did that go? Oh, where did it go? Let's see here. Oh, that was my agent. That was my client review website. There we go. It should be in this one. And let's see. Give me a second here. Folsom housing stats. I'm going to bring it up. Yeah, right below the header. Let's click view. And there we go. Boom. Now they can watch the video. But like I said, that kind of video is pretty low rent or low impact, right? You're gonna you I don't care how ridiculous you think you look or sound or whatever it is, your videos will always do better. You're going to connect with people better when you actually talk to people. All right. And when I say talk to people, I don't mean talk at people, but give good content, give good information, right? Edit the videos, right? You throw your video into the script, you take out all the ums and ahs, take out all the non sequiturs where you went off track a little bit. I do that all the time. And edit that video down into a good piece of content and then put it out there. You're going to do a lot better. Yeah. I anytime I see these, because we, agents are signing up, and so they'll put in, their Instagram link, and they'll put in their Facebook link, and all these agents, we even have, content that you can post, right? Under social content, we've got content here, an entire thing, and it's fine, but it's not a replacement for you. You got to be, people want to work with people, and so they want to be able to see you just like you're seeing me right now and know, oh, there's somebody behind that. And if all you're doing are these kind of videos like you just saw, your YouTube channel, and like one agent just the other day, like 51 videos, 5 followers on YouTube. I was like, damn. I was like, that seems almost like it would be impossible to have 50 videos. But they were all these kind of shorts and things like you just saw there, where there's no identification, right? And she looked like a good agent. she actually looked like a good age. I was like, I can't believe she would not get on camera and actually talk to people, right? For people to get to know her. So, anyways, neither here nor there for what we're talking about. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. As always, I appreciate your time and get into the mastermind group. If you got anything for me, we'll talk to you soon.